Lily's heart pounded as she wheeled backward, trying to escape the circle of boys closing in on her. Tyler, the tallest of them, blocked her path with a wicked grin. He dangled Lily's battered sketchbook just out of her reach. "Where do you think you're going, Wheels?" Tyler taunted, waving the sketchbook teasingly. Lily's voice trembled. "Please, give it back," she whispered, forcing courage into her tone despite the quiver. Lily blinked back tears, her vision blurring. She gulped down the lump in her throat, refusing to cry. But inside, her chest ached with hurt and anger. Tyler leaned in, his face inches from hers. "What's the matter, gonna cry?" he sneered. Lily smelled his gum and cheap cologne. Her stomach churned. Suddenly, Tyler lurched forward. A strong hand had clamped down on his shoulder from behind. He stiffened in surprise. A deep, steady voice spoke calmly, inches from his ear. "That's enough," the voice said. Tyler's smirk vanished. Lily's eyes widened, recognition and relief flooding her face. The other boy stumbled back, eyes round. For a moment, the only sound was Lily's ragged breathing. Tyler turned his head slowly, heart pounding as he looked up at the towering figure behind him. A tall man with unforgiving eyes glared down at him. Tyler swallowed hard, his bravado evaporating. Earlier that day, Lily Carter sat in her grandparents' kitchen, swirling her spoon in a bowl of cereal. Sunlight painted golden rectangles on the table. She glanced at a faded photograph propped against the sugar jar, her father, Captain Nathan Carter, beaming in his army dress uniform with an arm around her younger self. Lily smiled faintly at the memory, then closed her eyes as if making a wish. 6 years had passed since the accident that took her mother's life and Lily's ability to walk. She was only 7 at the time. In the hospital afterward, her dad held her hand and whispered she was the bravest girl he knew. Nathan had raised her alone after Mom died, pouring all his love into making Lily feel whole again. He taught her how to find strength in art and books when her body felt weak. But now, Nathan was oceans away on a secret mission. He had been away for 14 long months on a classified deployment overseas. They kept in touch through brief video calls whenever possible, but it wasn't the same. Lily's grandparents did their best to fill the void at home, but nothing could replace her father's presence. Lily smoothed a hand over the cover of her sketchbook, the one her dad gave her before he deployed. Inside its front cover he had written, "For my Lily, keep drawing your dreams. Love, Dad." She traced those words whenever the ache of missing him grew too strong. The school bus horn blared from outside, snapping Lily out of her daydream. She tucked the photo of her father gently into her sketchbook and slid the book into her backpack. "Have a good day, sweetheart," her grandma called, placing a kiss on Lily's forehead as she wheeled toward the door. Lily mustered a brave smile. As the school bus pulled away, Lily whispered to herself, "I can do this," a mantra for the day ahead. Briarwood Middle School buzzed with morning energy as Lily rolled through the halls toward her locker. Students jostled and laughed, excited to see friends and dreading first period. Lily tried to blend into the flow, but her wheelchair always made her stand out. She felt eyes on her, some sympathetic, some curious, and a few cruel. By lunchtime, Lily found a quiet corner outside the school gym under the shade of an old oak tree. It was her refuge on hard days. She laid out her lunch on a bench, but her appetite was gone. Instead, she opened her treasured sketchbook, the pages fluttering to a half-finished drawing, a portrait of her father in uniform, pushing her wheelchair with a proud smile. She smiled sadly and continued to sketch, pencil gliding over paper. With each stroke, the noisy world around her fell away. Drawing made her feel closer to him. "I wish you were here, Dad," Lily murmured, shading the rim of the wheelchair in her sketch. Unbeknownst to Lily, across the courtyard, Tyler and his gang lurked, boredom and mischief in their eyes. Tyler's pride still prickled from how she had ignored him that morning. No one ignored Tyler Monroe. Jaden peeked around the gym door. "She's over there, Ty," he snickered. "All alone." Tyler's jaw set. He noticed Lily's peaceful concentration on her notebook. It annoyed him, how she could tune out the world, tune out him. A nasty idea formed in his mind. The three boys started across the courtyard toward Lily, their shadows long in the midday sun. Lily didn't notice them approaching. She was lost in her art, in memories of her dad's laughter. The pencil in her hand traced hope across the page, completely unaware of the danger closing in. If you believe no one should suffer in silence like Lily does, please take a moment and share your support. Let her know she's not alone in this. Tyler kicked a stone as he and his friends closed in on Lily beneath the oak tree. Lily finally sensed something and looked up from her sketchbook. It was too late. Tyler snatched the book straight out of her hands. Lily gasped. "Hey, give that back!" Her voice came out higher than she intended, panicked. She tried to grab for her sketchbook, wheeling forward, but Logan swiftly circled behind her and yanked the push handles of her wheelchair, jerking her to a stop. "Ha! Not so fast," Logan sniggered, holding the chair in place. Lily's pulse hammered as she twisted her torso, trying to wrench free. Hot anger and humiliation flooded Lily's cheeks. "Tyler, please, just give it back," she cried, reaching out desperately as Tyler flipped through her sketchbook. Tyler's eyes narrowed at the drawing of Captain Carter pushing Lily's wheelchair. With a scowl, he tore the page straight down the middle. No!" Lily choked, watching in horror as the sketch of her father ripped in two. Her vision blurred with tears. Tyler let the torn pieces flutter to the ground. "Your daddy's not here to save you, is he?" he hissed, leaning close to Lily's face. "Bet he's forgotten all about you." Lily's lips trembled. "That's not true," she whispered, tears spilling now. He's coming home. He promised." Tyler sneered. "Promised? Looks like he lied. Who'd want to come back to a worthless cripple anyway?" Lily felt those words like a punch to the gut. A sob escaped her. Logan and Jaden fell silent, exchanging uneasy glances. Even for them, this was too cruel. Tyler, breathing hard, stepped back and held the sketchbook high. In one brutal motion, he flung it to the ground. The sketchbook hit the dirt with a thud, pages fanning out. Then he lifted his sneaker and stomped down, right on the cover. The spine cracked under his weight. "Please, stop," Lily cried out. She reached forward, but Logan's grip held her back. She could only watch as her art, her memories, were crushed under Tyler's heel. A wail of despair tore from her throat. At that very moment, Captain Nathan Carter arrived at the school courtyard, intending to surprise Lily. He saw the scene and instantly sprang into action. He stepped up behind the boy like a looming storm. With one swift motion, he grabbed the back of Tyler's collar, firm enough to startle, but careful not to hurt. Tyler yelped as he was yanked a half step away from Lily. "Pick it up," Nathan growled, his voice low and controlled. Tyler stumbled, confusion flashing in his eyes. "What?" he stammered, twisting around to see who had grabbed him. Nathan's grip on Tyler's collar didn't budge. "Now," he added, ice in his tone. Tyler met Nathan's gaze and felt a surge of fear. This wasn't a teacher or some random dad. The man's eyes blazed with authority. Tyler's throat went dry. He dropped to one knee and hurriedly scooped up the torn drawing and the ruined sketchbook, hands shaking under Nathan's fierce stare. Lily looked up through her tears, hardly daring to believe. "Dad?" she whispered. Relief and joy flooded her face in equal measure. Nathan spared her a quick glance, his hard eyes softened for an instant, silently telling her, "I'm here." Then they snapped back to the boys in front of him. He released Tyler's collar once Tyler had retrieved the damaged sketchbook. Logan instantly let go of Lily's wheelchair. He and Jaden hovered off to the side, wide-eyed and unsure whether to run. Neither dared make a sound. Tyler rose unsteadily, clutching the crumpled sketchbook against his chest. His face was beet red, whether from anger or shame. Trembling, he held the book out toward Lily. Nathan stepped between them, protective, and took the sketchbook from Tyler. He placed it gently on Lily's lap. Lily's fingers brushed her father's hand, and a calm strength radiated through her. Nathan's voice was deadly calm. "What do you think you're doing to my daughter?" he demanded, eyes locked on Tyler. Tyler opened his mouth, but no sound came. He'd never felt so small. The man standing before him was built like a wall of granite. And in his glare, Tyler saw not just anger, but disappointment. Finally, Jaden blurted, We were just messing around. Just a joke, trying to force a grin. Nathan's glare swung to him. A joke? He repeated softly. You think hurting a defenseless girl is funny? His tone was so cold that Jaden's forced smile vanished, and he stared at his shoes. Tyler bristled, desperate to reclaim some pride. We didn't know she was your kid, he spat out, voice uneven. Nathan took a step forward, and Tyler instinctively shuffled back. It shouldn't matter whose kid she is, Nathan thundered, a tremor of fury beneath his words. She is a person, and you chose to hurt her. Tyler faltered. He looked around, but his friends were silent and still. Nathan's knuckles were white at his sides. He took a slow breath, tempering his anger. Bullying someone who can't fight back, does that make you feel strong, son? Tyler flinched at that word, son, but he had no answer. The question hung in the air like a challenge. Nathan's words hung in the air. Tyler's face crumpled as the weight of his actions finally hit him. In a strangled voice, he blurted out, I'm sorry. He wasn't even sure if he was apologizing to Lily or Nathan, maybe both. Lily looked at this boy, the one who had tormented her for months, now crumpled and crying in the dirt. Her raw hurt began to meld into a quiet compassion. She knew what loneliness felt like. With a shaky smile, Lily reached out and rested a hand on Tyler's slumped shoulder. I forgive you, she said, voice sincere and full of relief. Tyler lifted his eyes to hers, astonished. Her simple mercy shattered whatever was left of his defiance. He bowed his head, shoulders shaking with sobs. Nathan stood and placed a firm, gentle hand on Tyler's shoulder. It takes courage to apologize. I'm proud of you for that. Tyler scrubbed at his face with his sleeve. Logan stepped forward and put a hesitant hand on Tyler's back while Jaden hovered nearby, both looking thoroughly chastened. Nathan gently helped Tyler to his feet. The boy swayed, exhausted from emotion, and Nathan steadied him. Tyler mumbled another faint I'm sorry, this time looking directly at Lily. Nathan nodded toward the school. Go on now, it's over. Tyler and his friends didn't need to be told twice. They shuffled away quietly, supporting each other, disappearing across the yard without another glance back. A hush fell over the schoolyard. Lily realized a small crowd of students had been watching from a distance, faces awestruck. But at that moment, she only cared about one person. Dad, she breathed. Nathan was already in front of her, kneeling down. In a heartbeat, Lily threw her arms around her father's neck, finally letting out a wail that was equal parts sorrow and relief. Nathan wrapped her in a fierce protective hug, one hand cradling the back of her head. I'm here, Lily, I'm here, he murmured, voice trembling as he held her. Her tears soaked into his shoulder, but Nathan didn't mind. I'm so sorry I wasn't here sooner. Lily shook her head against him. You're here now, she whispered, clinging as if she'd never let go. Nathan gently pulled back after a long moment to wipe the tears from Lily's cheeks. He brushed a lock of hair behind her ear. Are you hurt anywhere? He asked softly, searching her face. Lily sniffled and managed a small smile. I'm okay. Just my sketchbook. Her eyes dropped to the torn and trampled sketchbook in her lap, and her face crumpled at the sight. Nathan followed her gaze and felt a fresh wave of anger seeing the damage, but he exhaled slowly, calming himself, and mustered a smile. We can replace a book, Lily. We can't replace you. A grateful sob burst from Lily's chest. She leaned forward and hugged her dad again briefly, heart swelling with love. Nathan then reached over to a nearby bench where he'd set down a neatly wrapped package when he intervened. He picked it up and held it out with a tender smile. I was going to give this to you after school, but I think now's the time. Lily blinked at the gift through her tears. With trembling fingers, she tore the paper. Inside was a beautiful new leather-bound sketchbook and a set of premium art pencils. Lily caught her breath. Oh, Dad, she whispered, running her hand over the engraved cover. It was just like her old one, only new and empty, ready to be filled. Nathan gave a teary chuckle. Figured you might need a fresh start. A tear rolled down Lily's cheek, but this time it was a tear of joy. She let out a soft, astonished laugh. It's perfect. She hugged the new sketchbook to her chest along with the remnants of her old one. Nathan leaned forward and kissed her forehead. The worst day of Lily's life had transformed into something unexpected: hope. 1 year later, the halls of Briarwood Middle School had been transformed for a special art exhibition. Colorful drawings lined the walls, each signed L. Carter. At the center of the bustling gallery, Lily sat in her wheelchair, heart fluttering with excitement. Captain Nathan Carter stood just behind his daughter, hands resting proudly on the back of her chair. He watched with a beaming smile as visitors stopped to admire Lily's artwork, scenes of hope, resilience, and family. Near one display, Tyler carefully straightened a frame that hung slightly crooked. In the past year, Tyler had worked hard to make amends. This exhibition had been his idea. Lily glanced across the room at Tyler. He caught her eye and gave a small, shy wave. Lily answered with a warm smile. It still amazed her. The boy who once made her life miserable was now one of her biggest supporters. Her gaze drifted to the largest drawing on display, the recreation of the sketch Tyler had torn. Lily had redrawn it even better than before, a portrait of herself in her wheelchair, smiling, with her father's strong figure standing behind her like a guardian angel. She titled it, "My Hero." Nathan gently squeezed Lily's shoulder as they both gazed at the drawing. His Medal of Honor gleamed on his chest, but the pride in his eyes wasn't for himself. It was for her. "You made it even more beautiful than before," he murmured. Lily tilted her head up and saw tears in her father's eyes. Just then, the principal tapped the microphone and announced that Lily would say a few words. Blushing, Lily rolled forward to face the small crowd of classmates, teachers, and family friends. Nathan gave her an encouraging nod from nearby. Tyler stepped back into the audience, smiling up at her. With a shy smile, Lily took a shaky breath and spoke into the mic. "Thank you all for being here," she began softly. "A year ago, I never would have imagined this." Her voice trembled, but she continued. "I want to thank my dad, my hero, for always believing in me. And I want to thank my friend Tyler for showing me that people can change." The crowd applauded warmly as Tyler wiped his eyes. As the applause died down, Lily felt tears of pure happiness brimming. She had her family, she had forgiveness, and she had found her strength. Nathan leaned down and whispered, "Your mom would be proud of you." Lily reached up and squeezed his hand, her eyes shining. If this story warmed your heart, let us know in the comments below. In that moment, Lily realized that true strength lies in compassion and courage. Her father's return had turned her darkest day into a new beginning. Indeed, proof that even the hardest trials can lead to the most truly beautiful outcomes in life.